YouTube. We got sound?
We should.
Okay. All right. Let me
Well,
Okay. So, sorry. Thank you, Deshaun.
it was a lot going on that day,
It was.
and I'm not trying to give her a pass on what she said, but and once again, because I guess I'm Mr. Positivity with some of this stuff, what she said was wrong.
Yes.
But if you listen to what she was saying, she was trying to get out 3 different subjects at one time.
She was.
Now, whatever, she used to say back in the day in her racial world or whatever she do off camera, might have kind of came in between the two stories because she was trying to refer back to Kobe's game and what Madison Square Garden did for him and trying to say that he played for the Lakers. Now, I still don't understand how the two words come up with one,
Exactly.
but
Okay. So just to cover, so what she said, so I have her, let me read the tweet. So she tweeted out earlier today while reporting on the tragic news of Kobe Bryant's passing, I unfortunately stuttered on air, combining the name of the Knicks and the Lakers to say knackers. Please know I did not and would never use a racist term. I apologize for the confusion this caused. Okay. For the sake of your face over there,
It
Because-
Deshaun.
didn't sound
because-
like knacker.
Because so here's my thing. Why are we talking about the Knicks?
Exactly.
Number one, because Kobe never played for the Knicks.
yeah, but he made history in Madison Square Garden.
Okay, playing the Knicks?
Playing
Okay.
the Knicks. But once again, when you say Knicks to Lakers, that transfer to one in the middle don't work.
Right.
Okay, so what's the
So-
Knicks? But what's the Knicks? They're real. So my dad told me that the Knickerbockers,
Yes.
Knickerbockers.
is the real.
Original
It's
name.
the original name, and they
Okay,
shortened it to
so-
the Knicks.
You know what? You were better off trying to say that.
No, because once again, Laker to Knickerbocker still
It
don't
still
give
doesn't, right.
I'm just saying, it just don't.
Well, she said that. She said knackers.
Whatever.
But
okay.
when you listen to it, it sounds like she was trying to say between Knicks and Lakers. It does sound like that. However, you hear the word, and there have been some people who said, well, diction says it doesn't necessarily sound like that. And I said, well, you can be as technical as you want, but what it felt like to me was a Freudian slip. That's just my opinion.
She slipped. She said it.
She slipped.
said it.
And unfortunately, we live in a climate where everybody is super sensitive to that word. Different
here-
people,
right,
Different
right.
people saying things, inappropriate comments made
that's a whole
between.
nother subject.
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying.
You over here science.
That's a whole
What?
that's a whole nother subject
The
to
thing-
me because I know we got another topic, but the whole N-word thing and how sensitive it is, that's a whole nother
It is.
story
It
because it's cool for a comic to say it, but God forbid a newscaster or someone else said, "Oh, don't say that. That's taboo." But a politician can say it. But oh my God, it better be using the words where he's defending or trying to change that word. But if he just say it in his own home and time, oh my God, you're a racist.
But here's my thing though, and I hear what you're saying, but at the same time though, own it. So the thing of it is you want to say this is my thought. I'm entitled to my opinion. Okay, I'm entitled. No, I'm not entitled to my opinion.
In this day and age, in this society, who owns what? Nothing.
Right.
We're quick to pass the buck and say, oops, it was audio. Oops, it was this and that. Like right now, we're on a podcast, we're talking. We can say the engineer messed up and we said the wrong word.
Exactly.
Well, she was playing with something or he was playing with something. And
Right.
Girl, you know what?
Give me that back.
I'm
But-
just saying
but-
that we're
Right.
we're quick to pass the buck.
Right.
And
No
Deshaun
one,
is
no one
correct.
want to own up to what they're saying because
Right.
why? God forbid you own up to it and you show that you're an adult or you wanted to face the consequences or something.
But no, I totally agree with you. That's my thing. I wasn't gonna like say no. I don't agree with you. My thing is this. Okay. At the end of the day, I feel like you didn't say knacker. You said what you said. Okay. But that's okay. You said what you said. But don't make excuses for what you said. It's your slip up. It's your mess. Wait a minute. It's your slip up. Own it. Own it. You know what? I slipped up. I said this word.
But you can't own it because you lose your job, you lose income, you lose respect. And
she may lose it.
And I'm not
anyways.
defending her at all. I understand, but that's where Deshaun and I sort of see things the same. And I understand what you're saying. I don't want to hear anybody say the N-word. I don't, honestly. However, when people say it, and we know this all the time, politicians get caught on microphone and didn't realize the microphone was on, and they say something inappropriate, and then they come back and say, "Oh, well, my words were taken out of context."
Come on now, man just lost a multi-million-dollar contract because of saying it, and then had to put Shaq back in front of the picture.
That's right. That's right.
Papa John said in his own time, on his own leisure time, said what he always said around his people probably. Lost a $1 billion contract with the NFL.
Right.
And then had to bring Shaq back and say, hey, look, I'm still cool with you people. Please, buy my pizza.
Right.
Had to bring a whole fleet of franchisees. Hey, no, look, please, buy our pizza. You're killing us. We can't make no money no more.
Right.
All because he was in his personal space and said what he say every time he around his company.
She wasn't in her personal space. She was on air.
Hulk Hogan did it, remember, several years ago?
She was on air, once again.
And here's the thing.
I guarantee you.
Wait, I got one more comment, too. The other thing, too, is it flowed off, I feel.
Very clearly.
I feel I heard what I heard.
It did.
And here's my thing. It flowed off your tongue so freely as if it's a word that you use often. And here's the thing. She
probably do.
She probably
do.
In her own personal space.
But in the meantime, between the Knicks and the Lakers, she forgot to say, "Oh, my bad, homeboy. I'm still on. I'm still on the
TV.
Air. My bad."
Right.
So
I mean, it flowed, but at the same time,
she gonna get a slap on the wrist.
You think she gonna get a slap on the wrist?
Well, they've been saying she was fired, but then they came back and said she wasn't.
She gonna get a slap on the wrist. Disappeared from TV for a couple of days.
No, because remember the news anchor on Channel 4 has had a slip up like that too. She lost her, but then that is Channel 4 though. But she lost her job.
And where she at now? Probably somewhere else.
No.
On another station. No, not in the city, but somewhere else.
Right. They go other places.
They go other places. Like, look, don't worry about the Detroit market. We can bury that.
Yeah.
Come over here and work here.
Right. Well, I can say she's probably she ain't gonna be making what she's making now because
probably not.
Because that's just like the lady from the New York Times or the Boston Tribune, one of the two. On the day the man passed away,
yes,
she comes and brings back up, unfortunately, his rape situation, his allegation.
Right. Because he was not convicted.
He was not convicted, but she brought that up. Like, oh, he passed away, but if you click this link, here's the full case of when he was in Colorado. And the man ain't even...
Right.
They
not even 24 hours.
He ain't even good in the, like, really?
They hadn't found his body yet.
The sensitivity, in today's age and time, we have lost sensitivity, but we're very emotional.
Right. And
we're
totally very
agree.
reactionary.
Totally
we're very emotional. Like, oh, my God. Did you just call me ugly? Oh, I'm going to cry for a couple of days. How dare you? You're bullying me.
I'm going to sue you.
Right.
Kate has something to say. I'm going to introduce Kate in a second to y'all. Look, Kate, she leaned up like, hold on, wait a minute.
I was going to say, you want to talk about sensitivity. How about the fact that his wife found out from a TMZ report before authorities had any chance to confirm and contact her? That has to be absolutely one of the most devastating. First off, it's the most devastating thing that is probably will ever happen to that poor woman's life. And she has to find out from a scammy news article online that people took away that chance from her to find out in proper means. To me, that's the most terrible thing that happened out of it.
That day, because it hit social media so fast.
It did.
The crash was on social media before they even identified who was in the helicopter.
They did.
They said, they were like, well, this has been up for 8 minutes, and it went viral. And then that's when everybody started putting the two together, like who was in the helicopter, and they were like, oh my God, it was Kobe.
Right.
Right.
Then it was Rick Fox, and it was Rick Fox's daughter.
And then it was Kobe Bryant's entire family.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly. So they didn't know. So much information was getting spread out firsthand. And the part, I genuinely think that the most terrible part out of it all is how it spread so quickly. You didn't know exactly who was in there.
Right.
And you have no right to be the person who announces someone's death before the surviving family even gets a chance to know.
That goes to a whole other thing, the social media.
That's
though.
ridiculous.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I just find that to be
TMZ does
very
that, though.
disrespectful.
And the thing of it is you're a media outlet. So the thing of it is you want to be the first to report this.
I gotta get the exclusive.
Yeah,
They did the same thing with Whitney Houston. They did
absolutely.
the same thing with
yeah,
Prince. They
yeah.
did the same thing
Michael
with Michael
Jackson,
Right.
everything.
They have to outscoop everybody.
So, again, you guys, we were talking about, obviously, the death of Kobe Bryant and all of the passengers that were on the helicopter. If you would like to call in and comment or ask questions, you are more than welcome to do so. You can call us at 248-838-3661. I am joined in the studio this evening with Deshaun Robinson and Kimberly Batchelor Davis. But guess what, guys? So we have Randy didn't go nowhere. He's still here, but we're kind of switching things up a little bit. So I have Kate. Hey, Kate. Kate is going to be hanging out with us. She is an engineer here
She's a violet one.
at Podcast Detroit. So you guys know I like people to chime in, join in, jump in the conversation.
Duly noted, if she's your engineer, do not mess with her. She has a mean Nerf gun.
Yes, she do have. She do have her. She do have her Nerf gun.
Oh yes, oh yes, and I have a lot more bullets.
She's fully loaded, fellas. She's fully loaded with the clip.
So thank you for leaving what you do, what you usually would be doing on a Tuesday to come and hang out with me on Real Talk. I appreciate you, Kate.
Oh, I'm glad to be here. I hope we have fun.
Yes. Okay. So, definitely we will come back and talk about this. Did you have any more comments or anything else that you wanted to add regarding the situation?
At the end of the day, it's 9 people who's not here no more.
Absolutely.
That's right.
God rest their soul. May the angels protect their families and give them, the healing power that they need to get through this. As far as society, it's things we still have to work on as far as sensitivity to all issues, not just because he's a superstar.
Exactly.
But at the same time, my thing is give the same tribute to that family that we're doing with Kobe.
Absolutely.
No disrespect to Kobe and him being an athlete, but give that family the same tribute. You know what I'm saying? Let me see the outpouring of donations towards that family to get them on their feet to bury some loved ones that they may not be able to do.
Exactly.
That we are doing for Kobe. You can't turn on the TV and not see that. We're seeing spots now of the family, but that family lost a lot just like everyone else.
Absolutely.
As well as the pilot. You know what I'm saying? It's God rest his soul, but there's other people who was lost in this tragic situation than does Kobe.
Right.
Absolutely.
I'll say really quick, one of the things that when tragedy happens, there's never anything good. But one of the things that I sort of see that sort of makes me smile is that people have come together in mourning for all the families. And so it gives me hope that if people can come together and remember what's important and mourn, and yes, I'm being positive, Deshaun.
That's what we want. We want the positive
that
energy.
it is possible that people can come together on the big issues that impact society, and maybe we can make a positive change.
I'm going to live in this 15 moments of positivity. Because everybody know once the tribute is done and
Yes.
the
Everybody about to go back to their
business.
everybody
Yeah.
gonna go right back to their business. So
Right.
I'm gonna live in the moment of this man's greatness, and unfortunately, hopefully, someone will learn from it and make them better.
That's right.
But hopefully though, hopefully people do think about like, hey, he woke up, went to church.
He sure
did
did.
his routine. You know what I'm saying? He woke up, he went to church, and his family was very active in the church.
Yes.
So they went to church, and then they did probably what's their routine. Okay, we're gonna get on the helicopter. We're gonna do what we do.
Right. Tomorrow is not promised.
You know what I'm saying? So hopefully people think about this and you take that into consideration when you do you. Like live life, enjoy life, like be humble. There's no reason for you to be, holding grudges and being angry with this person, being angry with that person. You know what I'm saying? Like live life. Like I want my roses, I want my flowers now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Don't give them to me because I don't know
be
what
dead.
y'all giving me. And I might not like those colors then. But I can't say I don't like them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So give me.
You find a way to say it.
So give me.
You find a way.
you're not about to sit here and where that gun at,
What he's doing on my casket? You know these ain't my colors.
Don't laugh at. Why you laughing? Why you laughing, Kimberly? Why? I mean, really?
We were all together. Come on, bring it back.
But you know what I'm saying. So hopefully, we as a society, we just stop being so mean and stop holding grudges and kind of just love on folks a little bit more because again, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? When you don't know when your time is up. We all got an expiration date.
That's
you know what I'm saying? So, enjoy life, live life to the fullest. Give me my flowers now.
Right.
I like tulips, y'all. Just FYI, I like tulips. Tulips is my favorite flower. Tulips. Okay, so we can be a little childish on the show sometimes, especially when Deshaun is on here.
I got some daisies.
I don't want no daisies. I don't want no daisies. Okay.
Got the dandelions.
You know
That's
what?
worse. Those are literal weeds.
I know.
At least daisies are trying to be flowers.
Right.
Hey. Look, we're not going to categorize to what they're flowers.
No way.
They have a color. They're blooming something. Maybe choking other things.
Pollen and allergies and more weeds.
You know what?
Do you know how dandelions work?
Everything has a purpose in the world. Everything has a purpose.
Yes,
Everything got a purpose.
Yes, it does. Okay, so we're gonna move on, and one of the things that we decided to do different for the podcast for Real Talk this year was get a little bit more topic based on our show. So with that being said, we've developed what King and I have done. We've developed a panel discussion where at our last show of the month, we air second and fourth Tuesdays of each month, 8 to 9, just FYI, Eastern Standard Time.
Plug.
Right, you know how to put a plug in there.
Plug in.
But to really discuss and talk about things we talk about things for a second and then we sweep it under the rug and then we're back to doing our daily routine.
We do.
That's mental health. That's just so many different things that we don't talk about often. And so I wanted to bring awareness and I wanted to talk about these important things that go on, I know we got a month for this and a month for that, but we need more than just a month to talk about things.
That's right.
So over the last, I don't know how long, the topic has been human trafficking.
And it's a hot button issue.
But one thing that I can say about human trafficking is that it's the talk about it has died down, like everything else, that we talk about within the media. But it's so important that we continue to talk about these issues. We continue to bring awareness. We continue to educate people about things that are going on. Kimberly and I, we were at an event last year. And so, of course, you try to go out and enjoy yourself.
Yes.
And, but business always.
It sure does.
Business always comes up no matter what. And
right.
so you and I, we were having this conversation about human trafficking at the gala. And we went for fun, but by the end of the gala, we're already like, okay, last show in January, we're going to talk about human trafficking. You're going to come on. So, here she is.
Yes.
So I'm gonna let you start.
Okay.
You want to start, Deshaun?
No, I have nothing to say. I'm over here just enjoying the show. I'm enjoying the show.
I try to be serious sometimes. Okay, for all the listeners, I do try to be serious. Give me that.
Real.
I know.
Look, life is short.
Yeah,
we gotta enjoy life.
Yes, I do try to be serious sometimes, but it doesn't happen. I don't think we've ever had a show that has been 100% serious.
Okay, I'll be serious.
Nah, it's okay. Life is short. Do you?
But this is a serious subject. So human trafficking is the exploitation of a person through force, fraud, or coercion. Think of it as modern day slavery. And a lot of times I think in America, and I'm speaking generally, we have these very grand ideas of what we think that human sex trafficking is. We see movies like Traffic with Paula Patton, and we think it's that, or we've seen movies like Taken with Liam Neeson, and we think it's that. And some aspects of those movies are accurate, but not all. In 2019 in Michigan, we had 172 cases of human sex trafficking reported. Exactly, documented. However, there were 488 contacts made. What happened to those contacts?
And I think that number's skewed.
I'm sure it is.
Of course.
This is the thing. When you're dealing with a situation or entity that's been, quote unquote, black marketed
Right.
for decades, to try to put an accurate number on it is hard.
Yes.
Let alone almost, it's like just throwing a dart at a wall to me.
Right.
The problem is that we've been educating ourselves up as much as possible. To me, as of right now, the reason why it's becoming more at the forefront is because now it's starting to hit home. It's your nieces now. It's your aunties. It's your moms. It's the now it was from they're doing it from country to country to now you can't go to the Walmart
Right.
without getting your groceries. You can't go to the Krogers or the CVS's without some van, white or black now,
Yeah.
because they didn't switch up the colors,
Yeah.
where that door slide open and now they're trying to grab you. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad that the media, if it ain't making headline news, they're not really trying to fill into it.
Exactly.
Or if it ain't a prominent politician or somebody's not running for office, it don't make prominent news. This has been going on for decades. They have task force after task force trying to stop it, but once again, you know, it's one of those things where a lot of people are afraid to step up and talk because of the repercussions of what happens. You know what I'm saying? Because unfortunately, once you get your loved ones get taken, there's a whole list of things you have to go through. First, you have to call the police. Then they got to identify it. Then they got to make sure that you're not playing. Then the FBI get into it. Then they're going to put you in a database. Once you put you in that database, then they're going to cross-reference your name with an international database. By the time they get through with all this data,
You gone.
Right.
you
You
in a third world country looking around talking about what happened, or sadly to say, you might even be here still in the U.S. And can't nobody find you because don't nobody know what to look for.
Right.
No one knows how to, you know what I'm saying? That's why they're so hard now on the massage parlors, which is old, but it's new to a lot of people. And it's just
What happens at massage parlors?
Well,
I mean, and just, you know, I mean, and I'm
in
It's
general,
not a back massage.
It's not a back massage.
lot
They
of-
just had a sting on a massage
it's
parlor.
It's called a hieroglyph situation where, and it happens a lot in Vegas. That's where this big thing really blew up from Vegas. You go into a massage parlor, you look into a book, and it says massage parlor. Then it might have an asterisk next to it, or a location or something that tells you that you can get something more than a massage. So when you walk into this massage parlor, you walk in, they were like, okay, you're here for what? I'm here for the special. Okay. Now they take you to one special room, lady give you a massage, and at the end, you have your choice of a different woman to finish your massage. Okay?
Wow.
I'm trying to be clean about it.
I know.
But-
Hopefully people are understanding what
Right.
it is that you're
So-
saying. Yes.
Or you can go to a massage parlor, and the front door of it says massage parlor, hey, how you doing? And then it turns into a rush hour situation where a wall opens up, and you got 30 women, and the guy get to pick who they want.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is how Robert Kraft just got busted.
Yep.
This is how the golfer got busted, but unfortunately, the golfer was at a hotel when it happened. The hotel on 8 Mile
Yeah.
Wasn't there
the
something
motel.
right there on 8 Mile and
in
in
Southfield?
Southfield.
There was
It's
a ring busted.
Yeah,
there,
it's
too.
called the Baymont now. It used to be called Victory.
Oh, okay. Now, wasn't it also a place on 96 and Telegraph? And there's
Yeah,
by
yes,
yesterday.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
that was
that
another.
was just recently just got busted.
Right.
But it took for the neighborhood to tell them. And that was at the numerous of people calling and saying, hey, something ain't right. And the police finally decided, because of their workload, to say, this seems like it's kind of important. Let's check and see what's going
Now
on.
let's check
Right.
it out after we've got numerous
Right.
calls. But
Right. But at the same time, the police never checked it. One,
Right.
because it wasn't newsworthy.
Exactly. And usually when it's not newsworthy,
The police is not going to worry about it, unfortunately, because the police are backed up with their own, the crimes and things going on, that they got to prioritize what they really want to go after. And it's sad because like I tell a lot of the ladies in my family, hey, when you walk into your car, keep a key in your hand, in your right hand, and a pen, if not your gun, in the other.
Right.
Because that mace, they ain't doing nothing but breath mints. They going to shake it off and steal because they know where they throwing you. They'll shake it off and beat you up in the van.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That taser, that's only going to get them off of you, but there's another guy there.
Right.
You shoot one or you stab one real good, oh no, they're going to let you go.
And the thing of it is that I feel like they're getting braver. Is it me, or
It
are
is.
they getting braver with like approaching you?
It's not just that. It's not only are they getting braver, they're getting craftier. They're coming up with
Yes.
things. Like I seen one recently where they're placing things on people's cars under their
Yes.
windshields, and they're getting you when you go to take out whatever's on your windshield. So if you come out from a store and you see any type of item under your windshield wiper, you get in your car and you drive off with it under your wiper. Do not stop, do not hesitate, or you turn back around.
Right.
Or if you see your gas tank open. Because now they're leaving their part of your gas tank open. You go to looking, and you're looking at your gas tank. When you go back there to close that door,
There's somebody there.
there's somebody there to grab
So are
you.
y'all listening to this? I hope people are really paying attention and listening, especially because like women, we, you know what I'm saying, we travel often,
Honestly,
by
the easiest
ourselves.
way-
So
That's like now is the text messages. You'll get a text to your phone as you walking out, just a random text. While you looking at your phone walking, there's somebody sitting by your car waiting.
Yep. So you have to pay attention.
Even if you have a flat tire, like if you're approaching your car and you can see a flat tire, turn around, call for help from inside the
Yes.
store.
Exactly.
Don't hover around your car looking at a situation or anything like that. Park in well-lit areas. Park in busy areas. Like if you're at the grocery store, don't worry about getting that spot that's like nowhere near someone so you can pull through, park as close as you can.
Right.
Try not to walk out to parking lots alone. If you're leaving with a group of ladies, you should make sure everyone gets their car safely.
Yep.
There's so many things you need to be doing, and that's the one part about media is I feel like they're not talking about it enough, and they're not causing awareness or offering enough advice to tell you how to help prevent yourself from getting into these situations.
True.
But the problem with that is that
I'm loving Kate, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving her. Okay.
The problem with that is that we can, me being in the security industry or whatever, I get emails and things of that nature about how to protect or how to tell the young ladies how to protect themselves. Unfortunately, I've done it to my sister. I've done it to my cousins. You get so used to looking for certain items. Like if I see the van, if I see this, I see that. But then what happens to that one night you're drunk? You done had one too many drinks. Your equilibrium off, your vision and everything. And you get into your car. Or the one time you decide you want to go to the gas station because it's your favorite one and you know everybody there.
Right.
And I'm guilty
And you
of
see
that.
I'm
what I'm
guilty of that
guilty
too.
of that.
You go to this particular gas station. The man behind the window say the usual, hey, how you doing? You talk. Y'all both talk. But then when you walk out,
Exactly.
there's somebody at the other side of that pump, and you ain't paying no attention because this is your safe gas station.
Right.
Now you snatched up, and the first thing the guy behind the glass is going to say,
I ain't see anything.
I didn't see nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, 80% of these cameras at these gas stations do not work.
And so, New Year's, I think it was New Year's Eve, there were two ladies that went to a Coney Island. And I was out of town and I heard this. They had gone to a Coney Island and got into an argument with some guys who had approached them and were trying to talk to them. And one ended up getting in her car and the other one ended up running away because the guys were trying to snatch them up in a
I
van.
heard that.
There's a true story. And because when I heard, so back in October, November, when it was everywhere, don't park next to a van. Don't come outside if you see zip ties on your car. If you see cards on your car, because don't pick them up because that's how they snatch you. Or they're putting something on the cards so that when you take it off and you go to touch your face, or it knocks you out. A friend of mine, her son, had his friend come over to his house one night. It was a regular evening. It was nothing special. She pulled up in the driveway. There was a car that had been following her. The car pulled up in the driveway behind her. The guy got out. She's not paying attention. And then her friend whose house she pulled up, he walked out of the car and was like, "Can I help you?" And the guy started stuttering and stumbling like, oh, he was getting ready to do something. And so Kate is absolutely right. They are emboldened. They will walk up to you. Remember last year at the end of 2019, we heard about a male woman male lady who was on her route, and there was a car following her, and she had to walk up to a house and say, "Please let me come in," so that this car. Now we don't know if it was a stalker, but the thing about it is, everywhere you go, you hear these stories.
I've also heard reports of women luring people away to get kidnapped in this. So that is another thing you need to be concerned about too.
The baby trap.
Especially, if someone approaches you freaking out like there's an emergency, you should be, I have 911 on the phone right
Exactly.
now.
Do not go with them.
Do not go with them. Do not fall for the trap. If you hear a crying baby in the car, stay where you are. Call the police first.
Yes.
No precaution is too little. Like, you should absolutely do anything you can. Stay vigilant. Be aware. Even if you think this is a normal situation, there's a chance it might not be.
Because they're walking up to your car while you're sitting in the car. They're knocking on your window.
Yes.
You know, that happened to a friend of mine. They're knocking on the window, like, roll your window down. She's like, no, I don't think so. What's wrong with you? You know, so, yeah, it's like the boldness is just definitely there.
Yes.
You know, they're just walking up on you.
Well, I mean, you got to think about it. It's a $1 billion industry.
Right. And how easy is it?
And so many people that are like in the mix that are like taking part in, again, it's modern day slavery. You know what I'm saying? So many people who are just snatching you up because, what was it? Was it Warren, the house?
Yes.
And all the people that were involved.
Yes.
Like, I mean, you like.
They're finding homes where they have people behind walls.
Yeah.
You know, it was a few years ago, I think it was Farmington. There was an African lady who had come over in the promise of a job, and she was actually slaving for a family. They were not paying her wages. She was not allowed to leave the home, and they were beating her. So, I mean, it happens not just as sex trafficking. It happens in labor. And it
kind of like that Tyler Perry movie, A Fall from...
I haven't seen A Fall from Grace. So
let me be quiet here.
But the thing about it is, you know, we hear stories. We heard about the van. And, you know, people tell you, don't park next to a van. Look for this type of van. If it has a lock on it, that means that's a sex trafficker. Then somebody I know was talking about, well, Kim, if they have tools in it, some trucks do actually lock their doors. And you may see that lock. It doesn't mean that they're a sex trafficker. You still need to be careful. You know, and I'm one of those people that if I see a truck like that, I don't park next to it.
At the end of the day, the thing that everyone need to be, and this is something that is going to sound crazy, but it's true, because it's not reported. Young men and women need to be more visual and pay more attention to their surroundings.
Yes.
Because contrary to what people believe, there are more young men being snatched up now
yes, there are.
Than it is women. And because what it is when the young men come up, they're considered as runaways. When the women come up, it's a sex trafficking issue. When the boys come up missing, they're considered, the troubled youth, he was running away, and things of that nature, where the trafficking just don't stop with just the females. They're snatching up young men. And you'd be amazed. You'd be like, wow, why would you snatch?
Sex tourism. And young boys are especially, if you're a pedophile, that is the delight. And it is an issue that is around the world. But I want to talk really quickly about what we had talked about, Angelita. One of the things that we see when we have young people, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all these different social media platforms that kids use. And they all have messaging functions where different people can contact them and communicate with them. And we see this on Facebook all the time. This child is missing because she met some dude on Facebook and went to go meet him, and now nobody can find her. Or like the last motel break-in, I understand there was a young lady there, and she was missing from Ohio, and they were saying that she might have been part of a sex trap, like she had been kidnapped. We really have to pay attention to our kids.
We definitely do.
We have to pay attention because young people are lost. We have suicide rates going up. We have kids that are hurting themselves because they're being bullied and they feel alone, and they reach out to these platforms. And when people reach back to them, some of these people are not doing what's in the best interest of them, and they take advantage. And our children come up missing. And our black and brown children do not get the same attention that everybody else gets. And we see this from Chicago to Detroit when we talk about how many kids are missing and why no one is talking about it. And there was even an article that I read where it was saying, when you see these things on Facebook, you shouldn't always share because you don't know what the background is. You don't really know if that child is missing. You see the alert, it says, "Ooh, alert, child missing," but it could be a scam where somebody is trying to get access to that child. It could be a parent who is abusive, who has been forbidden to see that child and is trying to get access to that child, or somebody else just trying to get their attention. So then you start to think, okay, well, do you not share anything? How do you verify if it's the news media? But then you think, well, for Black and brown children, it's not always the news media. Sometimes it's the parent who says, my kid was coming home on Wednesday. They didn't make it home. It's Saturday. I haven't seen them. Please help me find my child. Please help spread this around the internet. And you just... It is just very crazy, but
I wanted to go back though to the social media though with our young children, because what happens is social media is big. Everybody's on social media. Everybody's YouTube. Everybody's playing video games and everything. So and me having younger children, the thing of it is my son is on Instagram, but I know your Instagram password.
Exactly.
Okay, so you sending messages, I'm going to know, I'm going to see it. You know what I'm saying? My phone is linked to you. My phone is linked to your Instagram. I know what's going on. I see everybody's DMs on their Instagram. Look.
You do.
But you know what? But I have to. I have to make sure that, I got to make sure what's going on with my child. You know what I'm saying? And I honestly think that if you have younger teenagers, preteens that are on social media, you need to know. You need to have passwords. You need to know what's going on with their social media accounts.
I feel like also if you have a child who is using social media, that is a conversation where you need to very bluntly and honestly explain the repercussions of that, because nothing's going to they'll be like, nothing will ever happen to me. My life is magical until something does. That is one of the conversations where you need to be real. Bad things happen. Look at this list of missing children that has happened because of this. And also, one of my things is with Instagram, Facebook, they all want you to check in places.
Yes, they do.
Never check in somewhere till after you have left that location.
I check in the next day.
Especially if you are young.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll post something like, me and my fiance, we went out to a restaurant last Thursday. I didn't post till today I went.
Right.
So you'll never find me.
I just think, though, that, and this is just not even with... young teenagers. This is just with grown people. Like,
you can follow anybody on social media.
We don't need to know everywhere you at. Right. We don't need to know everywhere you checked in. We don't need to know that you at the airport. Right. You done
When Facebook first came out, I'll have to say I did do that. And then after a while, it kind of creepy because people would be like, and I'm like, oh, wait, y'all know my schedule a little bit better than what And so I stopped checking in.
And I always say, like, when you check in, like, I'm at the airport, you just letting people know, hey,
yes,
ain't nobody
did you get home? Right, I'm out of town.
It's a free-for-all, you know what I'm saying? It's a free-for-all. What was you going to say, Deshaun? Because you over there cheesing like you want to say something. What?
No, I mean, I have children, and before they got on social media, I scared the hell out of them. I did a scare straight. I went to Instagram, and I showed them every horrifying text message, email, and everything possible, because I have a little girl. And that's my heart. So more than anything, she was on there and she was horrified to post anything for a minute. She was like, she would post a picture, and all her pictures, and it was funny. She will always post 3 or 4 adults in the background.
She's like, I'm not by myself.
Her mama, her grandmama, or whatever. But she'll take her pictures, and you will always see adults behind her. Like, look, I'm being a kid. But no,
let's not get it
exactly.
Yeah,
let's not get it twisted.
And with my son, I told him the same thing. I was like, look, I understand you're a boy and daddy taught you this, and that. But at the end of the day, you're only one. It might come 3 or 4. Right. You can't beat them all. Right. Be careful what you say and what you do. You know what I'm saying? Because social media then opened up the door to a whole lot of things.
And not only social media. So I have an 11-year-old. He's not on social media yet, but he knows what it is. The mistake that I made, we were out. He was bugging me for some headphones. And they're the big ones that fit on your head. Well, it's actually a gaming set. I didn't realize what I was buying. So we bought it. didn't, because if it had a microphone, I would have known. Oh, you're talking to somebody. So he's playing online gaming.
Oh yeah.
Having conversations with people. And so because he's 11, he's sneaking. He's like, no, I'm not telling mommy and daddy. I'm talking to people. So one day we're at home and it's just me and him. And I was taking a class at the time, so I was working on my homework. And so it was quiet. And I heard him and I said, he's talking to somebody. And of course, I had to calm myself down. So I got up and I walked. I said, who are you talking? I'm not talking to him. I said, give me the headphones. And it was a little boy on the other line.
See, that comes back to, I hate to say it, parents being more attentive to the video games they buy their kids.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because 90% of the games that you're buying now are interactive.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk to people.
Right, and I didn't realize that.
Because everybody's afraid to communicate and be physical with each other. I could play basketball with a kid in another country.
Exactly.
And we're good.
Right.
Look, I got a buddy. This is my buddy in India. Who?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where today parents have come so. It used to be a time where they used to call it the babysitter, the TV.
Yes.
Sit your kid in front of the TV. You good? It was only 2 channels that you see cartoons.
Right.
Boom.
Yes.
Put your kid in front of it. You good?
Right.
Then cable came out, so you got 6 channels.
Yeah.
Boom. Put the kid in front of the TV. You're good.
Right.
When social media came along, it gave you access to the world.
Yes.
It did.
Yes.
You watching cartoons in Japan. You watching them in India. Now you watch, and you looking like, well, damn, I didn't know it was this.
Yeah, exactly.
And the saddest, the craziest thing is, one thing that do not happen anymore, the TV do not get cut off no more.
Nope, it doesn't. It
Because
stays
there's
on.
that one time, that TV at a certain time,
It cut off.
the whole system will cut down.
Yeah.
No more TV now.
Right.
Gotta go to bed.
Go to bed. Right.
Now,
It sure did.
the
It got
TV,
cut off.
It
TV do
stays
not cut
on
off.
24/7.
Do not cut off.
Sometimes Netflix asks if you're still watching.
Yeah,
That's
they do.
about as
They
close as it
do.
gets.
Right. But still, even then, the TV is still running. But what's funny, I had to have, me and my husband, we had a conversation with my son and explained to him, whoever you're talking to, you cannot tell them who you are. Yeah, they can have your screen name, but that's it. You can't tell them where you live. Don't have conversations. I mean,
See, with my children, you can't talk to nobody you don't know.
See, that's just it. They
just-
know you.
You can't.
So this is the part. This is where parents need to be more educated.
What do you mean they know you? Because what, they know
As
your
soon
screen name? They
as soon
know.
as you put your screen name in there, and you say I'm Joshua 857.
Right.
Okay. Now that you Joshua 857, you have just put a data imprint in. So the person on the other side can take that name, if they're a hacker or they're trying to do something
is
wrong,
true. Yep.
and take that data info and then go back and say, well, no, you're not Joshua. Your name is really David. You stay at blah, 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 and you're this age. Okay? And that's why you got to be more mindful of the games you let your children play.
right.
Because
True.
unfortunately, when my son first wanted to play Call of Duty, I was totally against it.
Yeah.
Reason being, one is the gun game. Now you want to run around and you want to shoot people. Why? What is wrong with you that you just can't go jumping over the mountain and go grab some little
No,
sparkly
because
crystals?
that's Fortnite.
Now you want to run around with an AR
Right.
and run all the way around the mountain and kill everybody. Hold on, let's try to figure out what's going on with you first. Now you want to be a soldier boy. Cool. But then when I started doing the research on it, it's a military-based game
Yeah, it is.
that you set up with different kids with different platoons. Maybe friends that you know, or you can go international. But once you open it up to international, you open up that database.
Right.
So now, my son's name is now put in the database because they get hacked all the time.
They
Let them
do.
tell it.
They do.
Now my son is somewhere in another country with his name being used, and it ain't no telling when one guy decides, you know what, this is the kid I want to go after.
Right. This is true.
So now they know my son's name. They know what school he go to. They know this. They know that because it's all linked together. My son's name is linked to his Instagram. His Instagram is hooked up to his Facebook. His Facebook is hooked up to his Snapchat. His Snapchat hooked up to this. So now no matter where my son or my daughter go, they got him.
Right. Right.
So that's what I'm saying, and this is me being in the security world. Parents need to be more diligent on the games that they play
Yeah.
and the reason why they want to play these games. You know what I'm saying? Do the same research you're gonna do to go find that car,
That's right.
that hotel, that trip, that purse, them shoes, and put it into that game.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And when you do that, you're protecting not just yourself, you're educating yourself, you're educating your children and your home.
Exactly.
You know, because now you like, okay, well, now I know what Timmy's playing, but now I know what realm of the world he's going to be dealing with. And then, as far as your headphone situation, you have the Bluetooth, then you have the plug-in and all this and that. There's a feature in a lot of these games that parents don't know. The same way you have your son's information as far as his Instagram, you can do it to his Call of Duty or whatever. So every time
I need to talk to you about that.
Every time you go into Call of Duty, he logs in.
Right.
Your son is just logged into Call of Duty. Oh, okay. So now, if you want, you can actually pay attention on how long your son was on Call of Duty and who he was playing with.
Okay. Yes, I need that.
That's good to know.
So if anybody named Joshua, 2-point cold pump, like, hold on, Josh, you wasn't here last week. Where you come from? Why are you on my son's team this week? You ask your son, where did you meet him from?
Exactly.
Why? What's going on? If your son can't explain to him, hey, we got to delete him, we got to block him, because you can block him.
Yes, you can. And we did block somebody.
That's the things these parents need to learn more of as far as dealing with these games and these systems, because, baby, I tell you, it's scary. Boy, it's crazy.
We gotta wrap up. So, Deshaun, my personal bodyguard. So, back because I want to go back. I want to go back to the human trafficking, and I want to leave people with like some things that they can do to kind of protect themselves, especially we got to be out here. We got to be out here during the day, at night, especially women, especially young kids that walk home from school. You know what I'm saying? Like, what type of advice would you offer?
Old school pack rule. The more the merrier. The same thing they tell you can't do in the mall, do in the streets when you're going back and forth to school. Walk in a pack of 7 or 10. Walk in a pack of 5 or more. You know what I'm saying? Don't walk by yourself with just you and your brother. No, I need 8 more of y'all to walk with me. Back in the day, the blocks walked home.
They did.
We slowly start breaking out the different houses, but by the time you got to your house, you was the last one in because the kid next door just walked into his house.
Right.
Exactly.
We got to go back to that block syndrome. And we need to go back to the village mentality where everybody looking out their windows. Oh, here come the babies. Okay.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
I'm watching the babies get home.
Yeah.
Don't drive your kids to the bus stop and then sit there in your car and wait for the bus to pull off and then leave. Hey, the baby still got to get home. What about the ones who can't get a ride home?
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So how do people connect with you, Deshaun?
Man, it's too much. But I'm on all social media bases, unfortunately. But fortunately, I guess, because...
Fortunately, because...
look, I'm being straight up. Right now, talking about the social media, I'm kind of irritated right now. I'm sorry.
Why are you irritated about okay. But with the kids, I'm like, why are you irritated about social media?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook at 1 Unit Executive Protection. Same thing with my Instagram. I can be also reached at my email, 1unitep@gmail.com. I'm being coached up over here.
Look, you see the coach looking at you like, get it right. You good.
And I have my website now that's, I think, maybe, I don't know.
www.
Yeah, we're working on that part because I ain't know all those initials yet.
Let's give it to him. www.oneunitep.com.
There we go. All right.
Hercules.
Kimberly, how can it? We didn't even get a chance to talk about your books, but really quick, do you have an upcoming event or anything going on right now?
I do. On September 15th at Skillman Library, we're going to have a pre-camp.
Did you say September?
I sure did. I'm sorry. Excuse me. February.
Okay,
February.
Like,
forgive.
September.
Yeah, I know. I don't know where that came from. February 15th. We will be at the Skillman Library in downtown Detroit, which is 121 Gratiot. It is a kids' history event. We'll have Shonda Buchanan, who is author of Black Indian. She will be there presenting. We'll have a host of other authors and kid activities. To reach me, you can go to kimbdavis.com. To email me, it's Kimberly, KIMBERLY at KimberlyBachelorDavis.com.
Show off.
I giggle because I struggled when I first met her. I struggled with the Kimberly Bachelor. I didn't know if Bachelor went before Davis or Davis before Bachelor, but I got it now.
Yes.
So guys, you can reach me on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Angelita the Coach. My email my website is www.coachangelita.com. Thank you, Deshaun. Thank you, Kimberly, for coming on the show. Thank you, Kate. I love, the interaction. We ain't have to shoot nobody with a gun. So all was well.
Just slight threats.
Just slight threats. You see, I came on hosing it up.
I had to cough it back up.
Really? You all in there? I know.
Cough it back up.
All right.
Do you have a Secret Service watch?
Right. Walking into your watch. All right. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Tune in. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. And I promise you I'm going to have an intro.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for having me on.
Oh, it was my pleasure. You have to come back and,
Absolutely.
I would welcome you to any of the panel discussions that we have
Wonderful.
going
Thank
on.
you.
So I would definitely love that. Deshaun, this is home. One of my sponsors. Thank you, One Unit Executive Protection, for being a sponsor of Real Talk. Appreciate you. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Mics are off. Please give me 1 sec to end the video.